Good morning, natural gas. It's Thursday, March the 19th, 2026. I'm Tim Beggins, president of Elk Trading Company, and today is Storage Day. Currently, expectations right now plus 30 to plus 42. Last year, -1 BCF. Average for the 5 years, -29 BCF. So this is a bearish storage report, the most bearish at least in the last 5 years. Currently, though, we're up. We're currently trading at 323.10, up 16.6 cents or 5.42% for the spot April contract. What happened? Well, yesterday, the Israelis bombed the South Pars field infrastructure in Iran. The Iranians retaliated by sending drones and missiles at Las Rafan in Qatar. So that means there is extensive damage in Ras Lafan, according to the Qatari Foreign Ministry, which means 20% of the world's LNG is currently off the market indefinitely. So everything is appreciating in response. So again, we're currently up almost 5.5% here for the spot April contract. And we can drop the 13 and 48 period exponential moving averages down to the hourly chart, and you can use that as your support. As you can see here, the market is holding above the 13 period exponential moving average. So you can use this as a stop system here because we are in geopolitical headline risk market. Again, the RSI is trying to turn to the upside. So let's turn to the pivot system. We are above the daily pivot today, which came in at 3.066. And as you can see, we broke above that yesterday, and we've continued to move forward. Right now, we are currently hovering around this resistance area at 321, above that 335.40, and well above that 349.80. This is a geopolitical headline risk market. And here's Las Rafan, and as you can see, this is really right here up on the Persian Gulf, and so it's right across from Iran and at risk of even more attacks. So let's take a look at the marine traffic. As you can see, really nothing passing through the Strait of Hormuz over here. We've got clusters of ships waiting for clear passage, and the ships that we did see at Las Rafan yesterday have moved out. Both of those ships are now pushing over further to the east. That's the LNG tanker right here. And of course, then there was another one that was poking out here, the gas log. So they are waiting offshore away from the facility because it's become a target. And how about the other global LNG markers? Well, this is JKM, and it's up to 20.175. That's right, dollars per MMBTU. It's up 3.94%. This is for the May contract. That's their spot right now. What about the TTF, the Tidal Transfer Facility, the European marker, up 5.93% to 18.407. So well above the United States' 3.237. But again, this is because the United States is the world's largest producer of LNG. We're at maximum capacity. These markets are the demand centers. So we've got widening basis on the global LNG market. What about our front to back spreads? Well, this is the Jan versus the April contract. We're currently up 13.2 cents to 2.247, up 6.49%. The RSI is in overbought condition right now. So again, this is widening out. Why? Because there's a premium on physical molecules in winter. That's going to be our crunch time because Qatar isn't coming online anytime soon. How about the April through October strip? Well, that's currently up as well, up 15 cents to 347 or 4.51%. The RSI is turning up to the upside. We're again still below 360 value level from last year. So it looks like that's going to be our near-term target. And then, of course, we've got that recent highs all the way back here at 431.60. So the U.S. market, well supplied, hasn't really panicked yet. Let's take a look at the weather. And here's the weather going out on the GFS model. And that's the global forecasting system. As you can see, we've got heat building across the west. especially Texas, all the way back into California, Arizona, and New Mexico. There is some warmth across the eastern seaboard, across the southeast. That colder air keeps pushing down into the Great Lakes, into the Northeast and Mid-Atlantic states, pushing that warm temperature out. And that continues all the way through the forecast period here. But as you notice back here, we can see 90s, even 100-degree temperatures over the next few days. So this continues again all the way through April 1st through the 3rd, through the 3rd. So that's where we end up here on the 4th. A little bit of lingering cold in New England, and of course, warm temperatures across the south. What else is happening? Here's ERCOT, and this is the problem for why cash prices are just lingering on the downside here, is because renewables have been so high. In ERCOT, currently we're expecting over 42 to 43,000 megawatts here. This is at 10 o'clock. And here's our demand for today at 10 o'clock. It's 48,000. So renewables, again, are taking the market share away from natural gas. Right now, currently, natural gas is only 17.9% of the fuel mix, and solar 43.2%, wind 32%. So renewables taking market share from natural gas. This is a good thing. It's keeping the U.S. prices down. How about Europe? Well, this is the colder weather. It's coming in a little bit later. As you can see here, it comes in around the 25th, not the 24th now, and it lingers here all the way through the end of the forecast period. It gets cooler across northern Africa, all the way into Eastern Europe here by the time we get into April the 2nd. How about the European storage? 28.9% full across the basin, and Germany down to 21.8%, France 22.1%. Again, the laggards here, the Netherlands 8%, behind that Sweden at 15%, and Croatia at 19%. But again, Germany and France around 22%, Latvia 21%. So we've got a problem, folks. They take a lot of LNG. They're going to need everything they can get their hands on from the United States. But because JKM is a premium to TTF, that means spot cargoes are heading to Asia first. So let's take a look at the weather in Asia. And as you can see, there's some colder weather coming through the end of the forecast period here as we get closer and closer to the 29th. This pushes out some of the warmth, but it again becomes seasonal at this stage. So that's good news for Asia. How about Golden Pass? Because we could use it right now. It is stabilizing at 322, 973. It is approved right now for go time on train 1. So we should start seeing this commission here quickly as we need it right now. And as you can see here, stabilizing at over 300,000 MMBTUs. This will ramp up toward 800,000. And let's take a look at the nuclear fleet. We're currently at 14.6 gigawatts are offline for maintenance and refueling. This is above the 5-year average. We've been above the 5-year average from all the way back in late February. And so our season may peak out earlier than expected. Again, last year we did peak out here around the 30th of March. Again, it could be all the way back into the second week of April. And let's take a look at our oil and gas E&P sector. These are stocks between $2 and $10 billion, and they have a high short float over 10%. Welcome Vermilion, VET. Everything's in the green because natural gas prices are moving up, as well as crude oil prices are stabilizing here at very high levels. So behind me, CNX up 1.39%. Again, recapping here for the spot April contract. We're currently trading at $324.40, up 17.9 cents or 5.84%. This is a reaction to the attack on Qatar's Ras Laffan LNG facility, which, according to the Qataris, took extensive damage. That means 20% of the world's LNG supply is offline for probably months. Good luck out there. Please let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. Hit that like and subscribe button. Thanks for listening. We'll see you tomorrow.